enough of that noise. Time for the B-roll, boys.
I create life. I also destroy it! Hey, welcome back to B-roll, boys.
Hello, welcome to one of life's simple joys. We are the boys.
B-roll boys specifically.
That's us.
Wow.
I'm Harlan.
I'm Justin.
I'm Wes. And we're here to review Jupiter Up.
So we watched 2015's Jupiter Ascending from the Wachowskis, and holy shit was it bad.
Oh my god. I mean, we just watched it not like 30 minutes ago, and I couldn't tell you a fucking thing that happened. I mean, anybody... What do you guys remember?
The planet Jupiter was in it.
Where?
Yeah, like a lot. They talked about astrology a lot.
And Jupiter a lot.
And Mila Kunis was in it and looked bored a lot.
She did. Okay, so Justin has a breakdown of the plot on his phone. I'm gonna try and recite it from memory because I think that would be a good that would kind of gauge out, you know, like where I'm at with this movie.
This one's too
And
long.
I'm going to learn with the audience as if I'd never seen it before.
Yeah, I mean, you might
Because in many ways I haven't.
All right, so Mila Kunis, Mila Kunis
she fucks.
is cleaning toilets, and I don't know why, because like, I mean, she's not like an actress in the universe, but like she still looks like Mila Kunis, so it's like just fucking be a model. Like, why the fuck are you cleaning toilets and hating your life when you could go be a model?
Finger yourself on Pornhub, something.
Yeah, I mean,
feet.
Easy money.
Feet pics, Snapchat's a thing.
You do see her feet in this movie.
Did you?
There's a couple.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, when she was getting scooped. So
Which is
so
getting
on the
neutered like an
scooping.
yeah,
animal.
to that point, so she goes to get her eggs scooped, so to speak.
Scoop.
And some aliens, some little gray men try to eat her eggs.
To harvest her.
Yeah,
I
don't
think
know.
we're getting ahead of ourselves here. Why was she getting scooped?
So her boyfriend, I think, could
No, that's her cousin.
Oh, so her cousin
Same thing.
could
This was
could
based
buy
in
a
Georgia.
PS4.
Just kidding.
He wanted to buy a PS4.
He was playing Dark Souls 2, though. It was a 360 game.
Yeah. All right. So next, Channing Tatum fucking rides in on his rollerblades. How do you guys feel about the rollerblades?
I think you mean hoverblades.
My bad. My bad.
Hoverblades.
They're fucking cool, right?
Are these the best parts of the movie?
No.
Yes, because
We'll get to
legitimately,
that.
I think the first 15 minutes, I actually was enjoying it.
That's
Like
This
to-
movie
to an
lost
to
me
an extent.
right away.
This-
Like,
Because like it breaks into that action scene. Channing Tatum with his fucking elf ears comes just blading in, and it saves her from the gray aliens in the abortion clinic.
which are like the
Right away.
laziest designed aliens ever, by the way. This looks like every cliche like Martian icon you've ever seen.
It's literally XCOM.
well, you know,
It's-
everything about this movie kind of feels like it was written by a child. Like, I mean, it's so all over the place, you know, with the pacing and like the story. Just what is it? And like Jupiter didn't do a goddamn thing this whole movie.
Well, and they try to set her up. Like the movie starts out with the story of her birth, how she's born on a ship in the middle of the Atlantic. So she's like, I have no country, I have no father. My father liked telescopes, then he got fucking brained, and now he's gone. And
So now I want to.
my mother gave birth to me like the goddamn Dark Ages.
And I guess her
On a
mother
boat.
also pawned the telescope
Yeah.
because it's just like
It
on
also is like
eBay.
the nicest telescope ever. $4,000 fucking dollars. Now I don't know how
It was
much telescopes are.
$3,990.
Yeah.
Justin.
Used on eBay.
Yeah.
I need to see how much a telescope
You need to get your
is.
fucking facts straight before you come in here.
I'm gonna look up how much a telescope is.
Please hold.
Yeah, the Celestron Power Seeker 127 EQ is $170 at Best Buy.
See, that's what I was
$4,000,
thinking.
my fucking ass, man.
I
But
mean,
it
it must
looked
have been,
like it was made out of solid gold.
that's what
though.
I was gonna say. Yeah, obviously. I mean,
Okay.
all right. So what happens next in the plot?
If you say so.
What happens next,
Stupid.
Justin?
I mean,
That says it all right there.
okay, so we fast forward to, because I want to go through the plot and like kind of pick apart each little thing, I guess, as I remember the plot. But we fast forward, and the baby grows up to be Mila Kunis, whose name is Jupiter Jones. I hate alliteration names. Like I can't stand it. We get to see what she's grown up to, which is a model that cleans toilets
with full makeup on.
Yeah, we never. Like, does she do this as a job? Does she do because it's implied that she's just doing this for the family, but she's kind of old to be, like, I don't know, living at home and being ordered to do chores.
There's like 8 of them that live in like this giant house,
like
but
it's like a Willy Wonka house.
Yeah, and it seems like she has like no control over anything that happens. And you'd think that like that would change when shit starts to go down in this movie, or that or when you're 30, or when aliens show up and like it's revealed that you're royalty. Spoilers. But no, Jupiter is just fucking useless this whole movie. She doesn't do a goddamn thing.
Yeah, it's so dumb. And I'm not buying that this family can drop $4,000 on a telescope and they're all living in one fucking room.
Mm-mm.
They're all sleeping in one room. And they're like, yeah, we're going to put down like a down payment for a nice car for a telescope, which she's going to use once.
She's like, oh, neat, there's Jupiter.
Well, I mean,
there's
especially
Channing Tatum. He's rollerblading.
Yeah, especially now that she's been to space, it's like, wow, you kind of wasted your money.
It's like, yeah, who cares?
I can go to space anytime I want. Like,
she just wants to stare into Channing Tatum's chest.
I mean, that was probably one of the best parts of the movie.
That's true. His pecs just shine through.
Well, her like con artist cousin is like, hey man, you should go sell your eggs. And she's like, fuck it. I guess I just won't.
And you'll get twice as much money from me.
Yeah, and this fucking scumbag's like, yeah, we'll get $10,000. I'll give you like 3 of it.
Yeah, it's just clearly illustrating the entire thread of the movie that Mila Kunis has no agency through anything that's happening to her. Yeah. Everything just kind of occurs around her.
She's totally reactive.
She's like, all right.
She's totally just along for the ride.
That's the weird thing is like the movie basically could have existed as it is without her.
Yeah, almost. you could take her out.
She's a fucking MacGuffin in 2015. And she's like the object of desire for various motivations for every single other character.
Did she have an arc in this movie?
Oh yeah, that's the thing. She just remained useless because at the beginning you think, oh, she's so useless. Eventually she's gonna end up saving them.
Yeah.
But that never fucking happens.
No. All right. So then, the actual best part of the movie happens. What's his name? Edward.
Eddie Redmayne.
When they
Eddie
show
Redmayne.
us.
Yeah. So the villain of the movie appears. Oh my god. He's so great. Like legitimately.
He's got a sweet turtleneck, by the way.
Legitimately, the best part of the movie, like, steals the scene, but I don't think it's intentional. What is happening?
Well, because when he's first appeared, it's the worst green screen city backdrop that you've ever seen.
Oh, the green screen is
life.
atrocious in each and every scene. Like that
perfectly sets up this character.
Bad.
Not one shot looks good.
Like, we shat on Spider-Man 3 for looking shitty sometimes in 2007. This is almost a full decade later, and it looks worse.
Yep.
This is like the room level green screen.
And the room level acting in this scene, because like everyone is just so unnaturally creepy. I don't think I've ever felt so uncomfortable watching a movie before.
Yeah,
like you just get this like incest vibe from this entire just group just sitting in this horrible green screen cityscape.
Well, because Eddie Redmayne's constantly on the edge of orgasm at any given time. He's like, I create life, Jupiter. And he kind of trembles in his voice when he's talking, and I hate it.
Like, literally, he straight up just
love
whispers sometimes.
Like, at the climax of the movie, he's, like, whispering to the protagonist, and I'm like, what? Like, if we didn't have subtitles on, I would have no idea what the hell he said.
This was another one where you had to babysit the volume the whole time because, like, yeah, everyone is at a whispering volume during the dialogue scenes, but during an action scene, a picture fell down upstairs, like from the house vibrating so much. It was unfucking real.
And yeah, that goes for a lot of this movie. It's fucking all over the place and just going nowhere at the same time. Like, so Edward Redmayne or whatever.
You mean Abrasax?
Yes. What's his name? Balaam?
The Abrasax clan?
Yes.
Balaam Abrasax.
Balaam Abrasax is our villain's name. And yeah, he talks like this to Jupiter Jones. And then he starts yelling for no reason. And it's supposed to be like intimidating and like creepy, but it's not. It's just fucking hilarious.
No one's intimidated.
And this movie is just trying so hard to be more than it is.
They're
Like,
trying to set up a franchise.
absolutely. They wanted to be like Star Wars or something.
Jupiter's Ascending Reloaded.
It definitely felt like they were trying to incorporate some like Matrix themes, especially in the latter half of the film where she's holding a, I guess we can, skipping ahead a little bit, she's holding this vial of, it's kind of supposed to be like the essence of different humans, of 100 different humans, that it reverses aging, kind of like the thing in Elysium, Wes's favorite movie.
Yeah.
Or no, it's like Snow White and the Huntsman more than it is like, which is another shitty movie.
And this is something you've entirely picked up on your own, because I didn't get this whatsoever.
No, because she looks at Eddie Redmayne and she's like, you killed 100 people for this, because they're trying this intergalactic whatever, this monarchy? Is it a monarchy?
I don't fucking know.
Because
They don't
Eddie
really
Redmayne has a deed to the earth like a car.
He just
Out of
has a
all the-
paper that's like, I own the Earth.
I've got
I
a
can do what I want."
1996 Earth.
Yeah, out of everything they established in this movie, they failed to, establish the hierarchy. Or what the
That's
fuck
the
is
important
going
Yeah,
on.
but like she drops it and it shatters all over the place, and it's like, oh, you just wasted the essence of 100 people, I guess.
Yeah, they just died for nothing. Way to go.
Whoops.
Oh, but like
Slipped.
while she's getting her eggs scooped, she
Back to the egg scooping scene.
yeah, she goes in and gets probed by gray aliens, and then just kind of, well,
She gets probed
Channing-
and starts
that's
floating
when-
above the bed like the Exorcist.
yeah, I'm forgetting.
Well, that's when Channing Tatum first skates in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
She's
and
floating
starts-
above the table.
Uh-huh.
Then he skates in, blasts the aliens like it's fucking Sunset Overdrive.
and he's got a jackal shield from Halo 1. It's great.
And then they go to Sean Bean's house.
Yeah, he kind of vaguely explains what's going on. Like, I feel like something like Terminator did this way better, because even though I think that Sarah Connor accepted pretty quick, like, hey, guy from the future and the robot, she just kind of takes everything in stride. Like, she has no reason not to believe all this, but he's just like, yep, there's a whole multiverse, and there's hundreds of planets and species of aliens, and you're one of the lesser, like, ew planets, like, ugh, gross, don't touch me. But and she's like, oh, all right, fair enough.
Even
And
more
yet, go ahead.
to
Sorry.
say, even more to that effect, before they arrive at Sean Bean's house, that just action scene, like, it seemed cool at first. It just kept going and going.
Yeah,
and
they
you find
have a
out not
chase.
only does
I
he have
forgot about that.
yeah, not only does he have hover blades, but he can just fly around like fucking Iron Man with them.
Yeah, it's
Just
not like
go
it's not like
anywhere.
hover across like a foot off the ground. It's like he
Yeah.
can just like skate across the sky.
And he's being chased by some dude on a hover bike, and through the entire thing, there's not a single scream.
Yeah,
they don't
like, it's
say
just- it's
anything
just
to each other.
silence.
It's 5 minutes of this chase, and she's just completely cool that. There's one scene where they crash into it, and the side blows up, and she's exposed just out in the air and falls. Not
And
a
she
sound.
doesn't make a peep. It's so fucking weird. And yeah, this chase scene goes on for what felt like 10 minutes, and this is a recurring problem in the movie, is like every damn scene just goes on way longer than it needs to. Like I lost interest so quickly because it was like, all right, I get it, they're being chased. There's no tension to what's happening. Not to mention there's no there's nothing coherent about especially the action scenes. Is like shit just happens, and because of the way it's edited together, like he shoots the ship with his gun, and then they're like all of a sudden behind a different ship that
There's
wasn't
no
there
continuity
before.
whatsoever.
It's like it doesn't make any sense, and I can't follow it. Like my eyes were glued to the screen, but I had no idea what the fuck was going on.
It's almost like the whole movie was edited like a trailer. It was
Yeah.
just atrocious to follow.
Yeah, but even
Yeah.
not for a movie I would have seen.
Like, some scenes take really weirdly long, and then other ones you just zip right through.
Hmm.
Like the confrontation with Eddie Redmayne and Mila Kunis, and he smacks her, he screams in her
And then
face
it
a little
just
bit,
cuts
and then
away.
we're on something else.
It's so abrupt. It's so weird. So they go to Sean Bean's house.
Our boy Scene Bean.
Our boy Scene Bean,
who's
much
got
respect.
like more bees than you've ever seen in your life.
This dude just fucks with bees.
They also show up, and he's immediately hostile.
Yeah,
Now, is he expecting her?
I don't think
Did
so.
they explain the bees? Because I know that later,
Yeah.
the bees, like, they choreograph around her because they can sense royalty.
Yeah,
But
they never explain that. At Scene
it's like,
Bean's
why
house,
do you
No,
have
it's-
these bees?
Yeah,
I don't
like-
remember.
porch is full of beehives. Bees are swarming everywhere, and they go in, and there's beehives in the house. There's bees fucking everywhere. She can control the bees, I guess, in like a bee tornado.
And I want
And
to
they
know.
never come up again.
I want to know. Has she never seen bees before? Like, has she never just been near a normal sized beehive? 'Cause
Well, you
surely
say
that,
that.
Maybe she's
that
never
would
been
swarm
around that
here.
many. 'cause
She's
that was,
never
like,
been
thousands.
around a swarm of like 5,000.
Well, I mean,
bees.
still, like a normal sized hive would still like swarm to her, but in a very benign way, like that, and she'd be like, "Huh, this is weird."
They're just doing like Galaga dances
They're just
around her,
fucking,
and she's
yeah. They're just
okay.
like they're just vibing, around Mila Kunis, and it doesn't make any sense. But yeah, I mean, and yeah, like to your point, like the bees don't come up again. Like surely there was a much simpler way to explain that she's royalty. Like they could have just told her, but it's like no, the bees need to fucking reveal it.
It's like they live in that hick Hey Arnold house, and that's in the middle of the city for some reason. It's like like a double wide trailer in the middle of the city on a plot of land,
Yep.
and he just farms bees on his porch, I guess.
So then the gray aliens show up again.
Oh yeah, this is after it's revealed that she's basically queen of the universe?
I
Mark.
guess.
Because bees flock around her.
Because the bees said so.
And Sean Bean,
Sean
Boromir,
B.
B.
Huh?
Boromir bows down and is like, "Your Majesty."
Boromir just gets cucked immediately.
And
Is Scene Bean a simp?
no, Mila Kunis is simping for Channing Tatum in this.
Hard.
That's true. We'll get to
She
Hard.
that.
is instantly drenched in every scene that she's looking at him.
She
She's
just
like,
is into those
"Oh,
ears."
those." Wait, did we talk about the Heelys?
We alluded to him skating everywhere.
He skates
Okay.
a lot, and he's
because
on
he-
skates more
That's
than
like what
not.
he does in every action
He
scene.
makes
he's
the
best
claim
at.
of, "Oh, it reverse engineers gravity," but that basically just means that he can float around and he looks like Shadow the Hedgehog. It's great.
Yeah, it's really.
That's
fucking
probably
weird.
the second best part of the movie for me. Is the first bit is Eddie Redmayne and just
Yeah, and
him
then- and then-
existing, and then the second bit is
watching Channing Tatum skate
His
around
Heelys.
everywhere. Try to
He
look
will
cool.
forever be Abrasax to me.
So
the star of Jupiter Ascending, Channing Tatum.
so when they're at Sean Bean's house, this leads to one of the other really annoying things about this movie is so that they have a fight with some aliens in a field of corn, and the weapons that they use leave like a crop circle in their
Yeah.
wake, and I'm like, and
This movie
this
predicted
movie
signs.
this movie tries to like have like a clever explanation for like, quote unquote real world alien shit, and it's just fucking, it's obnoxious, it's pretentious. Like they're like, what if crazy people who say that aliens are real are for real? What if these aliens made crop circles?
Well, in that same conversation, they allude back to the Jupiter people, whatever the fuck they're called. They killed the dinosaurs.
Oh yeah, that's right.
They explain crop circles. They explain
The
the extinction
dinosaurs.
of the dinosaur.
They explain fucking everything. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really fucking annoying.
Throughout this entire movie, Harlow's like, "This movie's just too smart. It's got an answer for everything."
Yeah, man, this movie
It's so nerds like us can't poke holes in it.
Yep, they fucking thought of everything.
And you were trying.
I was
Oh,
You
yeah.
were trying real
Oh, yeah.
hard.
Yeah, while I was seizing on the floor, I was trying to pick apart the plot holes of this movie.
All right, so what happened next? I don't even remember.
Channing Tatum explained that he was like a wolf hybrid.
See, I noticed that you said
oh, and he's
again.
like a super soldier.
I noticed you said again that he explained something. There's so much fucking
That's
explaining
true.
shit
Oh yeah,
in this movie.
when they get to Scene Bean's house, just can't stop saying that now. There is literally like 10 minutes, maybe 15 of just
God.
conversation of lore setup
They just
after
there's
like half an
so-
hour of action scenes.
There's so much name dropping and world building. It's like
for the most boring world, by the way. Like
that's
there's
why
nothing interesting.
I don't
about it.
remember these characters' names.
There's nothing. I remember Abrasax because like what the fuck, but like
Yeah. Because
That
I
will
still
stick
just
in-
can't. That always makes me think of StarCraft.
Technically,
It's something
it's-
that would be in StarCraft to me.
Isn't it like technically a Abraxix, but like everybody says it
Says it
differently in the
different- yeah,
entire
it's
movie?
fucking-
Abrasax.
Abraxix, I think. But I've been saying Abrasax just because I think it's funny. But
Abrasaxophone.
So yeah, they just fucking explain shit, and then like I said earlier, every scene just goes on way fucking longer than it needs to, and that goes twice for the exposition. There's just like it's like there'll be just a boring ass chase or a fight, and then they explain shit, and she like goes and meets her sister, and they go to the Fountain of Youth, and then they explain shit, and there's like 1,000 candles.
Yeah, that was a lot. That was really extra. It's like playing Bloodborne again.
Who's lighting all these candles? That's what someone's job says candle lighter on their Indeed.
On their
That'd be too easy.
when they're loading up their LinkedIn.
It's like a towel boy at a gym.
I mean, basically.
And that's a 6-hour shift of just lighting all of them. They're like, all right, motherfucker, you better blow those out.
Yeah, during this like 3-hour-long lore drop, Channing Tatum explains why he has giant, gross elf ears. Apparently, all the soldiers of this planet are like hybrids of animals, and I guess they just do that with random animals.
Well, what was the word they used?
Starjacker.
No. They said they're genome-engineered or something like.
Yeah, that's again just throwing these terms around like they're about to establish a 5-movie series.
Some Wachowski-isms.
They're like they're genome whatevers. We're Lycan things because we're half wolf. We're all this, and you're just not absorbing any of it.
Yeah. Oh, and Channing Tatum and Sean Bean are both court-martialed for whatever the fuck. And they were supposed to have these, like, hawk wings.
Mm-hmm.
But instead it just looks like they have ringworm. That was, like, their court-martial punishment is they get their wings ripped off. And I'm like, okay, movie. You just don't want to animate these fucking wings on Channing Tatum in every scene. It's like, we already got the fucking hover boots, these Heelys.
Yeah, if there had been a sequel, that he would have got them cut off very early, or
and you get some more Wachowski-isms in that there are some supporting characters who I think they just drop out like halfway through the movie.
Like who?
The girl with the like blue dreads.
Oh yeah,
the one that's all like cyberpunk, and then there's the black guy with the mohawk, and then
I forgot about that. That whole crew just disappears.
Yeah, they just I think that I could count on one hand the amount of speaking lines that each of them has.
You have like Michael Jai White, and then like the bassist for Static X come through to try to like take her out because they want her dead, and then they just disappear.
And I'm really not clear on why they wanted her dead. Like, I don't know what the actual like goal of anyone was.
Well, they explained into like a 20-minute political setup at the very end of the movie.
Yeah. See, that's the thing is, if that sounds like a description for Phantom Menace, yeah, right on the money. Like, this is a very, very Star Wars prequel kind of movie.
Well, like, it sounds like we're barely articulating the plot, but like we literally just watched this like half an hour ago.
And it is so incoherent. We have no way of really putting it coherently.
Yeah.
Just because of how choppy it is. This movie has 2 gears.
Yeah.
Long, boring, drawn-out action scenes, or long, boring, drawn-out lore scenes. And that's all that there is.
Yeah, I'm sure some of you listeners would have a problem with the way we've kind of jumped around from plot point to plot point, but I would like to see you do better with this piece of shit movie.
With this movie specifically,
know that there are fucking Jupiter ascending nerds that are like steaming at their keyboards right now.
But like after Spider-Man 3, like, okay, we have to make this cohesive, and then you pick fucking Jupiter Ascending, the most uncohesive movie I may have ever seen in my life.
This is incomprehensible. Like, I guess it's better than Cats. It's better than Neil Breen, but like,
yeah,
I could still just barely tell. And I've seen this now twice. I watched this in the theater.
Well, and not to mention, like, this is one of the worst things that a movie can be. It's just fucking boring. Like, I would, it's
for all the space gobbledygook, it's so
uninteresting.
dull.
Like, it could be a good movie.
Yeah, because it's like 90% CG sci-fi action movie. It should at least be
a dumb popcorn
not boring.
Flick. Yeah, like, that's all I ask is to not be bored in a movie. Like, I don't care if it's shitty and if it doesn't make any sense. All I ask is to not be bored.
Exactly. If
and
I'm
this
entertained,
movie fucking misses the mark.
I've watched I love so many shitty movies just because they're entertaining.
Yeah, of course. You don't need to be fucking, some high art bullshit.
Yeah.
You know.
But then you see a close up of Abrasax's Steven Tyler lips, and you're like, what am I doing here?
Yeah. No, I will defend that to my grave. Fucking Abrasax, Balaam, his fucking scenes were the best part of the movie easily. Like, I relished him whispering. Yeah, whispering, and then all of a sudden screaming in my ear.
Considering they're all like royalty, also called The Entitled, by the way.
Subtle.
Hint, hint, wink, wink.
Yeah,
Thanks,
this movie's
Wachowskis.
social commentary.
Up the fucking ass.
Let's talk about the scene where they go to the DMV.
Oh my god.
All right.
Yeah, just in the middle of it, it's like a
Yeah, I don't know
sitcom
why. I don't know why, but
It's like a fucking Seinfeld skit.
about halfway through the movie, they're like, "Oh, we need to get a document from the space government," and so they like introduce this character that like their whole shtick is that they're like a bureaucrat, and so they're like a robot with like a mask.
It
on,
looks
I
like
guess.
Ex Machina,
Yeah,
kind
like
of,
it's
where the
trying to go for
face
that.
is separated from the rest of the body, but
Yeah.
it looks like shit.
Yeah, and it's like
Oh, yeah,
wearing
of
a
course.
handsome Jack
Yeah,
mask.
it should go without saying that everything in this movie looks like shit. But so
Can't be
so,
emphasized enough.
So this bureaucrat robot just kind of takes them around the DMV, and I'm not sure why this robot is there, because it's like he's just like talking to the people at the desk for them, and it's like they couldn't just do that. Like, so they go to the DMV and they get told to go to this place and that place, as you do. And it's like, haha, you can relate to this viewer, can't you?
You can't do this without this form. And in order to get this form, you have to go through this long, drawn-out sequence of events. And, it's like,
then
okay,
at the very
what movie is this?
And then at the very end of it, like when they finally get the document or whatever that they're after, the music is like so, it's like triumphant, and it's like taking it so seriously. It's acting like it's this big moment. It's like, no, they got a driver's license or
forgot about
something.
that.
Like,
It
It's
reminds
like
me of
they
the first
haven't
Harry
had
Potter.
an action beat for the last 2 pages. So like, okay, put some fucking music
the
in
music's
there.
like,
It's like they just got a PlayStation trophy.
And then she gets a hollow Pokemon card tattoo of a planetary system. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Sure,
It
man,
made no
whatever.
fucking sense. It was fucking weird.
I think they were trying to ape the first Harry Potter there a little bit.
Yeah,
because
I could see that. Like
the
him going around
Ollivander
the
scene,
yeah.
the wand chooses the wizard, where it's got this like quirky guy in a cramped office that acts all eccentric,
Yeah,
and then it just.
it was really
I
fucking
think
weird.
I think she uses that later, but once again, Mila Kunis is just doe-eyed, mouth agape, being dragged through this movie.
doesn't
Plot
do
point,
a
to
goddamn
plot point.
That's another
For
thing.
the namesake of the movie, she doesn't do diddly shit.
And you know who we haven't talked about in like the last 20 minutes? Fucking Jupiter. Because it doesn't matter.
I mean, she's on screen, but like, she
She's just
has
there.
scenes, but they're never about her. They're just. It's just her reaction to different things happening around her. She has very little agency. She does nothing.
At all. Like,
This movie set feminism back 20 years.
man, I don't know what else to say about it. You know,
I mean, I guess all the Jupiter scenes with Abrasax and all them, I've never felt more uncomfortable.
Which Abrasax? Are we talking like the little one that looks like James Franco
Oh yeah, we haven't even gotten into him.
with his steel jawline?
there's not
Yeah,
too
him.
much. I mean, what happened to him?
There's also Abrasax's servant that looks like Gary Oldman in Hannibal.
wait.
Mr. Knight. You mean
Mr.
Wait.
Knight. Yes.
What happened to Titus or Titus?
Titus?
Titus.
We thought the main villain was called Titus the entire movie until they
but
say
I guess that was the B villain whose intent was to marry Jupiter, and then like
but then
and then-
Jupiter's like his mom or something.
I don't know, and then
And
Channing
he's Eddie
and then,
Redmayne's mom.
and then Channing Tatum interrupts the wedding, and
Which
then
again,
and
she's
then
just going through. He's just like,
and then abruptly they're just gone. Like he has to like fight his way through a whole army to get to the altar of that the wedding's at, and then they just leave with no problem, or at least I'm assuming that, because we don't see it. They're just gone when it cuts to the next scene.
Well, and
It's
also
implied.
they just seem to be free to just chill, and they have their own rooms the entire time that they're there.
Yeah.
They're like not even prisoners.
But yeah, what happened to Titus? Like they leave, he like whisks her away from the wedding, and then
which one was Titus?
Titus was the one with the jawline.
yeah, who was
Okay.
gonna marry her?
Right.
That one actor, I forgot his name.
So
that I kept talking about the whole movie.
Why was Jupiter's Abrasax's mom? Someone explain that.
I
to
don't
me.
know. I couldn't.
think
I think
that
you're
she-
the only one that picked it up.
I
Justin.
couldn't even guess.
Because she was like reincarnated as the mother of the galaxy or some stupid shit. Yeah.
this movie has reincarnation. Like
I don't know if it's straight reincarnation
we
because
just watched this and
everything is very vague. And again, I'm going to tie this back to a comment I had earlier where I felt really hardcore Matrix vibes and like shitty Matrix vibes where every character has to talk about like these deep philosophies of humanity and how we're destined to be harvested and a lesser society and all this different shit, and I couldn't fucking care. And when you were talking about that crazy firefight that we slept through with Channing Tatum, I got hardcore third Matrix vibes from that.
Yeah, for sure.
and not to mention like that's one of the worst looking
Looks like
parts.
Space Invaders.
That's one of the worst looking parts of the movie because like.
I mean, all of it.
I mean, perfect example of like shit just happening on the screen. I couldn't make out anything. I remember there's one shot in particular. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking with that. It's like the perspective is like behind Channing Tatum's elbow in the cockpit. So like his like shoulder and his head are like obscuring like 65% of the shot, and then the rest is like an out of focus army of like spaceships, and it's like it's the most. I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to look at there.
Squiddy's coming in quick.
Now what?
I mean, oh, so she's supposed to marry what's his fuck?
Titus.
Yeah, Titus.
Titus?
Titus.
Titus?
Because it's some sort of deal to broker ownership of Earth, I think. But it's a double cross, and then Channing Tatum ruins it, and then they kind of fuck off. She
and that's when the best line of the movie. I love dogs.
Oh yeah, because she's horny for him this whole time. She keeps trying to like get up on him. She's like, "Hey, you want to go fuck in the bathroom?" And he's like, "I've got more in common with dogs than I have with you." She's like, "I love dogs. I've always loved dogs.
Yeah, it's not
It-
even a
it
fucking
is-
problem. Just fill me.
I just want you to fucking overflow me."
It is truly like in terms of like awkwardness. It is this movie's equivalent of I hate sand. You know, like it's the same fucking thing. As far as I'm concerned,
The entire conversation.
the whole movie is that.
Yeah.
I compared it to like Oblivion NPC dialogue. Everyone just kind of has these glib things to say without any real point or
They don't like.
cohesiveness in between.
Yeah, they don't interlock at all.
Yeah. So every conversation is just so disjointed, or else they're talking about lore to set up this franchise, which okay, Wachowskis, we got a franchise. We're gonna get 3 movies out of this.
Or are they going to pull like an Avatar, wait 10 years, and be like, oh, guess what? We're coming out with 3 more.
Yo, do you think they're gonna reboot this? Is someone gonna reboot Jupiter's Ascending? Is this based on a book,
I don't think so.
I don't know.
or like based on some external thing, or
I
is
don't
it?
think
It's like
so.
the Wachowskis.
I mean, at least it's original.
I
It's
think-
like they
Question mark?
mashed all of their movies they've made before this into one.
Yeah, I felt the
Like, there's elements
Wachowskism's
from all.
hard.
There's elements from Speed Racer, The Matrix for sure. There was like 50 slow-mo shots in every action scene.
Did you know?
These big grand statements like V for Vendetta, like okay, I know they produced that, not directed, but still.
So what
What's
happened next? I don't know.
What did happen next?
That's what I'm saying.
It's just like,
Well, she goes to see Eddie Redmayne because she
Right, that's-
she goes back home and her family's kidnapped.
Oh yeah, she's on Earth for like 3 seconds, and then she's back in space again.
Yeah, because she's trying to broker a deal.
yeah, I guess they can just shoot from Jupiter to Earth in like 5 seconds whenever they want.
I mean, I can accept
And
that, like whatever, it's sci-fi, but like,
Yeah,
it was just such an abrupt, fucking change to like send her back to Earth for like 1 minute and then bring her back. It's like, couldn't you have just like, why did she need to be there for that? You know?
It's just so disjointed like that. I mean, there was like one scene near the end where she was just running down the hallway, and then all of a sudden, the next shot, she's going up.
Yeah,
like
she's
a
like
hover
being beamed
beam
up.
thing.
Yeah, and it's
Like
like, I
Like,
guess
how did
Star
that
Trek
even?
Hollow
How did that
thing.
even happen?
yeah, there's a ton of shit like that where like there's no continuity between these cuts. Like that one scene with Channing Tatum, or his character that we haven't mentioned. His name is Kane Wise.
Oh yeah, Mr.
Suck on that.
Wise.
Yes, Kane Wise is fighting some dudes, and he's like sneaking and like rollerblading stealthily through a palace.
I mean, I guess it gets her to footsteps.
Yeah.
Oh, you
Really
guys
good.
were asking why she was the mother of the earth. I looked up a
yes.
plot synopsis, and I actually found like an okay one, and one that's not too long and not too short. And the one, her sister, whatever, I don't think it's her sister.
Someone in Earth.
Apparently, Jupiter is genetically identical to their mother, the rightful heir of Earth.
So that's why
And that's
she
why
owns Earth.
Yeah, and they
How
were
does
talking
that-
about how they have some spiritual connection to genetics
How
and
is
all
how is
this.
she genetically identical to her? How does that
I
happen?
don't
Like, is
know,
she a
man. I didn't
clone?
fucking write it.
I'm pretty sure they mentioned clones and they were like, no, it's not a clone, it's different.
Yeah,
and I'm like, how does that?
Yeah,
Fucking...
this is big brain shit, not clones.
This
Come on.
movie's
It's
smart,
too-
man.
it's
This
too
movie
smart for
they,
us.
They thought of everything.
Yeah, that's why we can't recount anything that happened.
They fucking mind wiped us, man. This movie's a mind wipe.
This movie was like a slow motion stroke.
Okay, so she talks with Eddie Rayman and
Rayman Legends.
Yeah,
He's a
Eddie
fucking
Abatrax or whatever the fuck.
Eddie Abstract.
We're just further butchering these names.
We watched this movie literally right before this. I can't fucking remember anybody's name.
Yeah,
I can't get over Kane Wise. That's some After Earth shit.
yeah. So Edward Alcatraz fucking talks with Jupiter and he like starts like
Jupiter
every
Johnson.
sentence with my mother. And I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And then he like all of a
He's
sudden
gargling marbles.
he just screams at her, and then
He backhands her too.
he backhands her,
Yeah.
and then there's a chase. What happens next?
Was Eddie Redmayne trying?
I don't know. I can't tell.
I can't tell
I
either.
can't fucking
Because
tell.
he's like yelling till he's blue in the face and having these shit fits.
Because you said that you've seen him be good in other movies. I haven't seen him in anything. This is my only point of reference for this guy. So I'm like, I have nothing to use as a reference for this. And I don't know. Like, is he just having fun with it? You know, is he just enjoying how shitty this character is? I can't tell.
Or what if he just like started doing that voice as a joke? And the
And they just
Kowskis are
fucking
just
went
like,
with it.
yeah,
That's great.
yeah, do that. And then he was like, okay. You're giving me like a few million, all
No,
right.
he was nominated for two. He won Best Actor for Theory of Everything. He was nominated for The Danish Girl. The same year this fucking thing came out. Maybe he was just this.
He just
This was
he was
just
like,
a-
he
For
was
the
like, I got
Danish
what
Girl,
I
he
came
was
for.
trying, and he was just like, yeah. I'm gonna be Voldemort. I'm gonna have a Voldemort affect. I'm gonna mumble and gargle marbles to this whole thing, and be on the edge of cum at all times.
Yeah, this is another thing in this movie that they're trying too hard to make it like creepy and like a sexual predator kind of way. The way he like talks and like touches
Yeah,
Mila Kunis.
I do get some sexual.
They're
predator
going for like a
vibes.
sexual predator, like he's a simp kind of thing. But like it's just funny. Like there's nothing creepy about it. He's not intimidating. He's not interesting. There's nothing like genuinely. There's no genuine compliment that I can give him or anyone for that matter in this movie. His performance is just so over the top and ridiculous that it's the only mildly entertaining part.
Their entire clan just reminds me of like, was it the McPoyles or whatever from Always Sunny? They're just like always just like they're just like looping around each other like, oh, I want to fuck you, but you're my sister.
That's what that regenerated juice is. It's just like a bunch of milk.
It's just so like when you brought up Jupiter Ascending, I did not know I was going to be this just feel this nasty after watching.
Yeah, I would just like to say on the air, fuck you, Justin, for making me watch this.
Fuck you, Justin.
Like, ugh.
Fuck you and your hover heelys.
So
Would you buy hover heelys?
I would buy hover
well,
heelys.
of
Those
course.
look dope.
If
Yeah.
I could fly like Goku all the time, you
Yeah.
better fucking believe it.
So
I wish that
I
he was
mean-
Naruto running though.
yeah, that's the only way this could have been redeemed. The
He
movie would have
didn't
been
do
a
a
10 out of
single
10.
grind down a rail.
I was hoping for that. You heard me
Me
say
too.
it. Like I was like, do a rail grind, like shoot those guys and like do a backflip or something.
I
Like
was wanting to see some Legolas shit.
the closest we got was he like cartwheeled into an alien,
That was probably the coolest move.
and yet we didn't get a good look at it because it was like, I mean, ideally like a cartwheel is like a sideways motion, so you should see it from that perspective.
Yeah.
But it was like I don't know how to describe it. You just couldn't see it very well. Is
And
not
again,
good.
during all that, where was Mila Kunis? Somewhere.
No, she was getting scooped. But
yeah.
yeah, perfect example. She was just she needs to be saved so many times in this movie, and she's just the most like worthless character. I have no clue why the movie is called Jupiter Ascending. She maintains her altitude the whole damn time.
I mean, she goes out of Earth's atmosphere. That kind of counts.
Mr.
Okay,
Wise
like
ascending.
okay, excuse me for assuming this movie would have a metaphorical or philosophical ascension aside from the literal ascension of her leaving Earth's orbit.
Aside from all of the philosophical platitudes that this movie thinks that it has.
Yeah, this movie is not fucking as smart as it wants to be.
This is one of the most pretentious things
It
I've
is.
ever watched.
This movie is the
for something
subreddit.
this terrible.
This movie is the subreddit. I'm 14 and this is deep. Like just stretched out over 2 hours.
Basically. Like you could
This
tell
movie's
that
2 hours. Why?
the second they call the villains, so like that's their group. They're called the Entitled.
Yeah.
You
Like,
know
do you
it was
get it?
all
You know
about
that it's got like a big point to make.
Do you get it?
It's about bureaucracy, man.
And
Fucking stupid.
the-
And
Like,
he's
I guess-
the only one. Like how useful those fucking things seem. He's the only person with rocket boots, hover heelys.
yeah, and that's another thing is he gets imprisoned by the alto saxophones, and he
The Anglo-Saxons.
he gets imprisoned by the alto saxes,
Michelangelo Saxon.
and they like saw him using his hover blades.
With great purpose.
Yeah, but they throw him in prison and they just let him keep them. Like they saw him hoverblading around.
They never once get confiscated.
He was like
take his Tims, dude.
he was fucking shit up and messing up their plans, and they were like, throw him in the brig, but leave his shoes. We can't see his feetsies. This is PG-13.
Do you think they're steel toes?
Do you think at one point when they like look in on him in this like Jesse Pinkman bucket that he's in, he's just like wall running around the sides, like trying to go fast?
Real fast.
Gotta go fast.
So
I guess you were asking if Jupiter has an arc, sort of. The ending is that she's
cleaning toilets again. That's the end.
cleaning toilets,
Yeah.
but she's like, I know that I'm the queen of the earth. I have the
now
dude
I'm
next to my
content.
Yeah, I'm happy doing what I'm doing. Why? Because she gets to see that she owns the earth now? That doesn't have any tangible benefit for her.
Yeah, like it literally changes nothing. I guess beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but I mean, I don't know. It doesn't feel coherent in
When
what.
she shakes a toilet brush like a fucking animal.
Yeah, that's a good way to get pissed in your face.
Oh yeah, and then she goes back into her family, and then she's like, "Well, actually, I can't stay. I got a date," and they're all fucking just so shocked that she has a date.
as if it's
That's
not
Mila Kunis.
Oh, and they buy her the telescope. They're like, we got you a thing, even though we live all in one room together, like all 8 of us.
Yeah, there's
we're gonna fucking give you this $4,000 telescope.
and
play with it
earlier
once.
there's kind of a subplot of her cousin like spent the money that they were going to get from her eggs before they were supposed to get it,
I guess he pawned that
and-
PS4.
and then he got $4,000 for a used PS4.
Dark Souls 2. It's worth a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's like the
He was on
subplot
Hyde's
about
Tower in that part. He didn't even get through it.
there's a subplot about him being in debt now, and it just gets like forgotten about, and it's fine, whatever.
Everything
like,
is
just
forgotten
like the
about.
bees.
I
Just
forgot
move on
about
from everything.
I forgot about everything in this movie the second we stopped while we were watching it.
What was it called?
Yeah. My mind was just filtering it through. was great.
And then she meets Channing Tatum on top of a building, and then the big reveal is that she has the hover blades now.
Because he's got his hawk wings, dude.
Whoa,
He
everything
got his
worked
wing
out.
back.
Because
wings
he's-
back somehow. They don't explain that either.
Yeah, it happens off screen. I don't care. Whatever.
She like slaps 2 pieces of papers like you and Scene Bean's been reinstated. Then they just have wings again somehow.
Welcome to Earth.
Welcome to Earth. But yeah, she sneaks out of the house to go make out with him on top of a building.
And then
That's
and then
great.
they skate / fly off into the sunset. And then we all collectively
Sure.
breathe a huge sigh of relief. It's over. All right, so
And I threw up.
what do you guys think this movie's biggest sin is?
Pacing. It's all over the place.
Yeah, this movie's boring as fuck.
I mean, yeah, I don't even have anything like pacing is pretty much it.
Yeah.
It's really hard to make, because I just like mindless shit. I'm really good with just turning my mind off and just watching a dumb action movie. When
Yeah,
I can,
I'm
but,
pretty
like,
I'm pretty easy to please.
even with this, it's like you just can't. How
Yeah.
do you make an action movie boring? Like
Yeah.
that's almost a talent in itself.
Yeah. I'd say beyond that, I think the editing is really fucking weird in this movie. Like, there's some really jarring transitions.
Yeah, they've
in
got
this.
really weird cuts.
Yeah, and
It's
and
like an
like
intern
and
edited it.
again, like, I am not like a person who pays attention to that kind of thing most of the time.
It's hard to
if
not
it,
notice.
So if it sticks out to me, that's how you know it's bad. Like, I do not look for that kind of thing. So if it stuck out, it's really something special.
And it was.
Yeah,
Justin.
I guess.
Thanks.
Um,
Hang on, I'm trying, because there was one thing that I wanted to highlight. It was the rank, or like what Sean Bean and Channing Tatum were supposed to be.
Oh yeah,
Skyjackers.
they're skyjackers.
Hell
yeah,
yeah.
which every single time that was said, we just looked at each other. Fucking skyjackers.
Hell
Wait,
yeah.
Get out of here.
I just thought about this. Why does he have wings in the first place? If
'Cause
he's
a
a half
skyjacker.
wolf,
I don't
are the
know.
wings
Yeah, he's
organic or are they like a cyborg augment?
well, he's Nyam-engineered or whatever the fuck they said. But like, I guess they couldn't decide if they wanted a wolf man or a bird man, so they went with both.
Like a wolf bird man?
Don't say Birdman. That's a good movie.
I love Birdman.
So we had two questions for each other,
Yes, welcome to the final thoughts.
and that is, what's his name? Kane Wise's persona be called? If he's a wolf man, the giant red rocket.
I have nothing for you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, like I've thought
I'd
about
like
this.
to relate it to his character somehow, but I couldn't tell you a damn thing about
Johnny
him.
Rocket.
I feel like he's gonna go the anime route and just name himself Toboe after Wolf's Rain.
Oh Christ.
I got nothing.
Well, I'm gonna throw up.
Do you feel ascended
No.
after watching that?
So this is a PG-13, a
Whoa.
pretty light PG-13. Where would you put the F-bomb?
I'd give it to Eddie ampersand at some point. Any of his lines, really. Because I feel like maybe that's why he seemed so like the whole movie. He just wanted to bust out an F-bomb and he just couldn't. They wouldn't let him.
How many takes do you think he ruined by screaming fuck?
I think every single take was just one take, and they just kept it no matter what happened. But I would probably put it at, are those fucking flying boots? Just because they're fucking cool. So there you go. F-bomb.
I fucking love dogs.
Here's a.
I swear I fucking love dogs.
Oh, that's a good one.
I
Here's an
love
interesting.
fucking dogs.
Here's an interesting piece of trivia I just found on the IMDb. Channing Tatum had to wear a mouthpiece to change the shape of his lower jaw to realistically portray a part canine character.
Oh my god.
This unfortunately prevented him from closing his mouth and gave him trouble when he had to talk.
So that's why he's tripping over lines.
Jesus.
You'd think at some point they would have decided that that wasn't worth it.
Amazing.
All right. What final rating would you give it out of 10?
2.
Yeah, too.
I mean, it was in color. It was in focus. It wasn't.
Sometimes.
That's not even a bar anymore.
I mean, there were like parts, there were individual frames that I enjoyed. A guy took a knife to the face, and that was pretty dope.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Eddie Redmayne was funny.
This is a great piece of trivia. While doing a Q&A with fans on Reddit, one asked Channing Tatum what the movie was about. He responded, "Good question. I have the same one myself."
And that sums up the whole thing. I
Yeah.
also give it a 2.
He knew it was bad.
He knew it was bad.
I think that's about it for Stupid or Ascending.
What
Huh?
would you give it
Huh?
out of 10?
I said 2.
Oh,
Yeah,
you were
I'm right there with
listening.
you.
a Tupider
I think
ascending.
this movie melted your brains.
I feel like I just did meth.
All right, so should we go on to our movie for next week?
Yeah.
All right, so listeners, I have a list of about 40 movies, and I got my spinny wheel here on my phone, so we're just going to let the fates decide what we're going to do next week.
Harlan's Wheel of Doom.
Here we go! Place your bets. After Earth.
Boy, we own that.
Wonderful.
Do you?
Yes,
Sweet. We don't gotta pay for it. All right, y'all.
I already paid for it.
I guess we'll see you next week for After Earth
Stay tuned for
by
After Earth.
Shyamalama Dong.
I've had stories of Earth.